I started this whole thing first. I was the one who found it, tried it, showed it to my friends. And now, months later, I'm watching them show me their earnings while mine are still way below theirs. It's not jealousy exactly, but it stings a little. I invited them into this and somehow they figured out what I couldn't. At the beginning, I only thought about one thing. This could be income. That was the whole goal, just money, and the hope that over time the money would grow. I didn't know I had to be consistent. I didn't have the knowledge yet. I only realized later that the accounts that stay active and consistent are the ones that actually make money. A friend told me to try being consistent, not to submit a lot, just something every day. I tried it for a month. The effect didn't show up until 2 or 3 months later, but I had already stopped after 1 month because I judged it too early. That's when I started believing it actually worked. But by the time I believed it, it had already become a burden. I wasn't motivated anymore because I had already stopped for 2 or 3 months. I'm the kind of person who hates restarting things. I used to be an employee and I couldn't handle the pressure from my boss. So I planned to resign, but before I did, I started looking for ways to still have income after I left. That's when I found this. I won't say the project name, but basically it's work without a boss. I could do whatever I wanted, freelance, but not the kind with clients. After trying different things and settling on one job and starting to see results, I resigned. It felt freeing. I was so sure this was going to work. And at that time, I was optimistic that making money was easy. But I don't have the energy to start something repetitive. I like trying new things. What I feel most is frustration with myself for leaving something that was already showing results just to try something new that might not even work. But every time I try something new, I always feel the same thing. This is easy. This is going to work. I jump to a different field because when it's the same thing, I lose motivation. My brain tells me, make this again. Again, you already know how. It's already making money. Why not try something else? I tried YouTube. I tried coding. I tried building websites. Everything felt easy because AI helps with everything now. But new things start feeling boring once I get the hang of them and get used to it. It takes about a month on average. When I get bored, I open YouTube and my feed is full of new things that make me curious. Just curiosity, wanting to try it. I don't realize I'm repeating the same pattern. If I try something and it's easy, I keep going and try making other projects. If it feels difficult at the start, I stop. Technically, if it takes a long time to see results, I stop. If it requires a lot of effort and the results aren't instant, I stop. If it's technically easy and the results are instant, I continue. That's all I've been thinking this whole time. Making YouTube videos with AI. There are so many tutorials on creating content with AI. I tried it. Turns out AI is hard to direct, hard to get the scenes I want, so I stopped immediately. I try for one day. If it's hard, I stop. Then I try making different content. And it goes on like that for a month, 2 months, 3 months. I look for another tutorial that's easier. Something easy to make. An app that can be automated. One click and you get multiple results. I don't imagine anything after I make it, I just post it. And if there's no traffic after a week, I try something else. When I saw my earnings weren't as much as my friends, I felt like I needed to catch up. My daily needs could end in debt if I keep going like this. The moment hit when my balance was running low. This could get bad if I keep doing this. I can't succeed if I always stop and never stay consistent. But I'm scared of choosing wrong and regretting it if I have to commit to just one thing. I realize nothing is instant. Everything needs a process. Everything takes time. Especially making money on the internet, everything requires consistency. Whatever the method, consistency is king. I still often tell myself the old things, but now sometimes I catch myself and pause for a moment. I doubt whether I have enough patience or discipline to wait 2 or 3 months like my friend said. I doubt because now life feels tighter, financially, time-wise, energy-wise, so it feels really hard to last that long. I'm trying YouTube again, but I keep changing niches. I see a new tutorial and I make a channel for a different niche. It just repeats over and over. It's easy to make, and I stay optimistic, and I believe in consistency, but believing and doing are different. I know what the answer is. I've seen it work for my friends. I've even seen it work for myself that one time I stuck with it for a month and saw results 2 months later. The problem isn't knowledge anymore. It's that the moment I start something, I'm already looking for the exit. Not consciously, but it's there. The part of me that's scanning for difficulty, for slowness, for boredom. I tell myself I'm exploring, I'm learning, I'm diversifying. But really, I'm just leaving before anything real can happen. The first day is always exciting because it's new. The first week is tolerable because I'm still figuring things out. But somewhere around week 2 or 3, the newness wears off and what's left is just the work. That's when I start refreshing my YouTube feed. That's when I start clicking on tutorials for completely different things. I've started so many projects that I've lost count. Each one felt like the one. Each one felt easy at the start, and each one promised quick results. And each time I convinced myself that this was different, that this was the smart move, the efficient move. But it's not efficiency, it's avoidance. I'm avoiding the part where nothing happens, where you just show up and do the thing and there's no feedback, no signal, no proof that it's working. I can't handle that silence. My friends didn't do anything magical, they just didn't leave during the silent part. They kept going when it was boring, when there was no data, when it felt like nothing was happening. And then 2 months, 3 months later, things started happening. Not because they were smarter or more talented, but because they were still there when the results showed up. I wasn't. I was already 2 projects ahead, chasing the next thing that felt easy. I keep thinking the problem is finding the right thing, the right method, the right niche. But the problem is me stopping before the right thing has a chance to prove itself. Nothing proves itself in a week. Nothing meaningful shows up in the first month. But I treat the first month like it's the whole story, like if it's not working by then, it's never going to work. That's not how any of this works, and I know that, but I still act like it is. I'm tired of restarting, but I'm even tireder of the feeling of being behind. Watching my friends succeed with something I introduced them to is its own kind of exhausting. It's not that I want them to fail, I just want to stop failing. And the way I'm going, I'm failing by default, failing by quitting, failing by never giving anything enough time to become something. I don't even know what I'm afraid of. Maybe I'm afraid that if I commit to one thing and it doesn't work, I'll have wasted months. But I'm already wasting months. I'm just spreading the waste across 10 different things instead of one. At least if I committed to one thing, I'd know. I'd have real data, real feedback, real proof of whether it works or not. Right now, I have nothing, just a pile of abandoned projects and a growing sense that I'm the problem. I've been telling myself I need to be consistent, and I believe it, I really do. But belief without action is just noise. I can say consistency is king all I want, but if I'm still changing niches every 2 weeks, I'm not consistent. I'm just lying to myself. And the worst part is I know what to do. I've already seen it work. I've already experienced it that one time I stuck with something for a month and saw results 2 months later. I have the proof, I have the evidence, I have the exact blueprint. But knowing and doing are so far apart that there might as well be different people. The version of me that knows what to do is calm, rational, clear. The version of me that actually does things is impulsive, impatient, easily bored. And the impulsive version always wins because it's louder, it's faster, it's more convincing in the moment. It tells me that this new thing is better, that this new method is smarter, that I'm learning and adapting, not quitting. But I am quitting, over and over, in slow motion, 1 week at a time. I don't know how to make the rational version louder. I don't know how to make patience feel as exciting as novelty. I don't know how to sit in the boring middle part without my brain screaming at me to do something else. Maybe that's the skill I actually need to learn, not how to make content or optimize or automate, but how to be okay with nothing happening. How to show up on day 20 when there's no views, no traction, no proof that any of this matters. How to keep going on day 40 when my friends are ahead and I'm still at 0. That's the part I keep failing. Not the making, not the posting, but the staying. I've built the habit of starting. I'm good at starting, but I haven't built the habit of continuing when it's silent, when it's boring, when there's no reward. And without that, none of the starting matters. I'm just collecting first days, over and over, never getting to day 60, never getting to the part where things actually happen. My balance is low, lower than it's been in a while, and I'm scared. Not in a panic way, but in a quiet one, the kind that sits in your chest and doesn't leave. I can't keep doing this. I know I can't. But knowing I can't and stopping myself from doing it are still 2 different things. I'm trying YouTube again. I've picked a niche, or I think I have. But I've already watched 3 tutorials for different niches this week, and I can feel the pull. The pull to start fresh, to try the other thing, to see if maybe that one is easier. I haven't acted on it yet, and that feels like progress, even if it's small. I'm still here, still on the same niche, still posting. It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks is nothing, I know that. But for me, 2 weeks of the same thing is longer than I've done in months. I don't know if I'll make it to 2 months. I don't know if I have it in me. But I'm trying to stop asking myself if I have it in me and just see what happens if I stay. Not because I'm confident, not because I suddenly have discipline, but because I don't have another option that actually works. I've tried 10 other options and none of them worked because I left too early. So maybe the answer isn't finding the perfect thing, maybe it's just not leaving the okay thing. Maybe it doesn't have to feel right, it just has to be consistent. I still feel the pull every day. I still open YouTube and see new ideas and feel that spark of curiosity, but I'm trying to notice it, to see it for what it is, which is just my brain looking for an exit before anything real can happen. It's not inspiration, it's avoidance. And noticing it doesn't make it go away, but it makes it a little easier to not act on it. I don't know if this time will be different.
I don't know if I'll make it to month 2, month 3, the part where my friend said things start happening. But I know that if I don't, it won't be because the method didn't work. It'll be because I left before it had the chance to. And I'm tired of that being the reason. So I'm here, day 14, posting again, staying again, trying again. Not with certainty, just with the quiet decision to see what happens if I don't leave yet.